What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for another episode of Gladiator Toys What If? This week, got a pretty exciting one. We're talking about a movie series. I don't know if you call it a series or not. There's only two of them until they inevitably do a remake, because they just have to remake every damn thing. Yeah. And we are talking about the Zombieland series. We've got Zombieland and we've got Zombieland Double Tap. And while I was doing my research for this video, there's a closer look at the cases if you're interested. While I was doing the research for this video, I did not realize there is 10 years in between the movies. So Zombieland came out in 2009. Zombieland Double Tap came out in 2019. I really thought they were closer than that, but I don't know. Evidently, those years are a blur. Probably 2020 made us have memory loss too. But we're talking about, let's make an action figure line for the Zombieland movies. I think a lot of people would be into this. They're a great couple of movies. Funny story with them. When I went to see Zombieland, I'll try to make it quick because I can ramble. When we went to see Zombieland, one of my good friends from back home in Texas, he called me up or text, can't remember which, but he said, "Hey man, you want to go see Zombieland with me?" And I'd seen the trailers, but I hadn't really went, damn, I got to go see that. But I was like, well, I'm not going to turn down going to the movie theater. That was our big thing. We used to do that almost every weekend, sometimes twice. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so really hadn't looked too much into it, so didn't know what I was getting into. But I mean, you got Woody Harrelson, you got zombies. I don't know how they could go wrong. So we went, absolutely loved it. We were raving about it. Go back to the hometown. We lived 45 minutes away from where the movie theater was. There was a theater in our hometown. It was a single screen theater. An awesome theater, by the way. If you're ever in Eastland, Texas, check out the Majestic Theater if you're into movies. Really awesome, classic theater, one screen. It's a very old building. Really, really cool historical theater to check out. Anyways, so we had to drive an hour away, 45 minutes away to go watch it. We got back, told our other buddy, like, dude, you had to go see it. And he was like, oh, man, doesn't even look good. I'm not even interested. A little bit down the road, we convinced him finally to watch it. I think we were having a cookout, which meant we're going to grill a bunch of food and have beverages and watch TV. Sometimes we had a wrestling pay-per-view or a fight to watch, and sometimes we didn't. We didn't really need an excuse to have a barbecue, grill out, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, at that point, he realized we were right and how awesome Zombieland is. If you agree how awesome Zombieland is, let me know in the comments what you think of Zombieland. And Double Tap in 2019 was almost as good. I won't give it as high of marks as I do the original, the first one, but it's still just as good. Really, same characters. We got some added ones. But speaking of characters, let's talk about them. So for Zombieland from 2009, we're looking at, of course, we got to have Tallahassee, played by Woody Harrelson. Got to have Columbus, played by Jesse Eisenberg. There's your two main characters. That's the first two you meet. And such polar opposites, but amazing characters that come together for this adventure. And the amount, the accessories. Tallahassee, good Lord. You could do a separate accessory pack just for Tallahassee and all his weapons and devices he used as weapons. From lawn equipment to banjos. I mean, the list is huge, and there's also firearms, plenty of those. Columbus, he would have to come with his little double barrel shotgun. That's where the double tap comes from. Some of his rules. I think it would be awesome if he came with like a little rule book or something that showed the rules. Some interesting idea for packaging as well, where his rules are listed on the packaging type stuff. Really cool. Trying to think what else he would come with besides his shotgun. Tallahassee has to come with Twinkies. Not snowballs. He hates coconut. It's not the taste, but the texture. So you definitely got to have the Twinkies. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, Columbus. I'm just drawing a blank at the moment of what he really should come with. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas. Then you have your next two characters, which will be Wichita and Little Rock. Wichita, of course, played by Emma Stone, and Little Rock, played by Abigail Breslin. Of course, they both have a weapon that they can have. The possibly even the box of jewelry that they used before the zombies took over, type stuff. They're little con artists, but again, they'd be great characters. And if you had all four of them, you would be set. You really wouldn't have to make a much bigger line of figures. You could do those four and call it a day. Is that what we're doing? Absolutely not. So once you have the main four, you can have some of the zombies, of course. There's like the clown zombie, the banjo zombie. Those would be good. Some good zombies. But this next figure could also have a chase variant, and I think it'd be amazing. And I'm talking about Bill Murray, with the chase variant being Bill Murray in his zombie costume. Um, a very cool idea. Would be great addition to the action figure line if that was to happen. Then we move on to Zombieland Double Tap, like I said, for 2019. Now, of course, you would redo your main cast of characters right there. Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, Little Rock, in their new get-ups. So they are dressed different. So you get 4 new figures by using double tap. Added ones, of course, there's zombies. There's plenty of different zombies in that one. And then the biggest addition would be Nevada, in my opinion, played by Rosario Dawson. That would be a great addition to have that figure. And if you did the 4 main characters and then just did one extra where you had the Bill Murray in the first series, and then for double tap you have Nevada, you'd be doing good. If you needed some other side characters like Madison and Berkeley, would be fine. And then you have the knockoff Tallahassee and Columbus, and their names are escaping me, but Luke Wilson plays one of them. So it would be very cool though if we just got the Zombieland and Zombieland double tap versions of the 4 main characters. The additional characters would just make the line look that much better on your display shelf. And I didn't mention what company I would think would be best to do this. Obviously, and this is how this goes. Like, I've talked about Mcfarlane so many times on here. I hate just going directly to Mcfarlane. So Mcfarlane would do great with this. I think would be great. Neca is probably where I would land, because I think Neca would probably just do the 4 main characters. And Neca has the ability to do a large amount of accessories with their $35 price tags. They could also do the 8-inch cloth, but I prefer the 7-inch figures for NECA. That's just my preference. But either or works really well. I don't foresee, like I say, I don't foresee like Hasbro or Mattel picking this up. Um, because I do believe, yeah, they're rated R movies, so that kind of just not necessarily in their wheelhouse. Maybe it was back in the '80s, because I mean we had movies that were rated R and had action figures, Terminator, Rambo. Those movies were not children's movies, but we sure made toys for them, and we're not complaining. Um, However, there is another way of making toys for the Zombieland movies, and I don't believe these have been made. If they have, then that's my bad. I didn't get a chance to really look into it, but I'm pretty on point when it comes to my diecast cars, and I don't think they've been made. But I'd be thinking along the lines of like Greenlight Hollywood, doing Tallahassee's Escalade with the number 3 on the side, and then they could also do Tallahassee's acquired Hummer that he also painted the 3 on the side. Those would be great. And Greenlight also does monster trucks, so they could do the Ford Expedition monster truck. The Big Fat Death is what's on the side of it. So that would make a cool diecast car as well. A lot of ways to have fun with the Zombieland franchise in toy form. So be nice if this happens. Y'all, if you like the idea, make sure you tag Mcfarlane and Neca and everybody in the comments, so maybe they'll uh, eventually see it and be like, "Hey, these people think that's a good idea. Let's do it." Because we all need more action figures to collect, so we never see what money looks like. Uh, but that's going to be this week's What If episode. Uh, Again, some great bunch of characters, a great couple of movies to really base off of. I'm aware they did a Zombieland series. I don't even know what that streamed on, if it was even streaming. Obviously it didn't hit big because you don't hear nobody talk about it. I don't even know who was in it, so I didn't include that in this. And that's these guys are not in it, so that's why I would not worry about it. um, yeah, looks like we could have a chainsaw come with them, but that is it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you hadn't already, make sure you smash that like button on your way out and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please hit subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the other toy content we've got on the channel. If you're into wrestling or wrestling figures, please check out my other channel, Gladiator Wrestling Podcast. If you like wrestling and wrestling figures, that's the place to be. We also do a live wrestling podcast every Sunday, hence the name, at 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube. I hope you check it out. Thank you again so much for watching. Gladiator out.